Okay, so for this tutorial, I have my cups ready, but I have put a link down below in the description box. I just need to save the time, and that's why I prepared my cups already. And to continue, I will start extending the cups, and I'll just have my bottom part of the cup, and I will work 44 single crochets on the bottom edge. So now I'm just going to chain one. I'm going to start working on the single crochets, and I will just insert my hook in every space here where I originally had my double crochets here. So I'm just going to do one single crochet here, and then one in the next one, and then another one, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is how I'm going to be working until the end of this row, and I'll meet you at the very end. Completed my row of single crochets here, and now I'm just going to chain 2, 1, 2, then I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to do 1/2 double crochet in each stitch across until the end of the row. So now I have completed my 2 sides. As you can see, I have extended my cups, and this is going to be a back part. So I have made 2 sides, and now I just need to join these cups together. I'm going to be doing that with a very simple way with a slip stitch, and then I'm just inserting my hook. I'm just joining them with the yarn, and then when I finish this, I'll show you what to do next. So I have joined these both sides together, and now I'll start working on the pattern. I will need to do 1 row of single crochets all the way across, and then I'll show you what to do next. So I have done 1 row of single crochets and 1 row of half double crochets, and now I'll start working on a pattern. So for the pattern, I'll chain 1, and I'll do 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Now I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2. I'll skip 2, 1, 2, and in the next 2, I'll do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and then I'm going to chain 2 again, 1, 2. I'll skip 2, 1, 2, and in the next 2, I'll do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. And this is how I'm going to be working until the end of the row. Chain 2, skip 2, and do 2 single crochets. And I'll meet you at the very end of the row. So now I have finished my row, and to do the second row, I'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3. That will count as the first double crochet. I'll turn the work, and now in the second stitch here from the previous round, where I did my 2 single crochets, I'll do 1 double crochet. So the chain 3 will count as first double crochet, and this will be the second one. And now I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2. I'll skip 2 stitches, and I'll do 2 double crochets in the 2 single crochets from the previous round. So this is going to be 1 and 2, and then I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and I'll do 2 double crochets on top of 2 single crochets from the previous row. So that's one, and that's the second one. And this is how I'm going to be doing until the end of the row. I'll chain 2, skip 2, and work 2 double crochets on top of 2 single crochets from the previous round. And I'll meet you at the very end of this row. So now I have completed my second row, and now I'm just going to be repeating the row number 1. So I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to turn the work, and then I will do 2 single crochets on top of these 2 double crochets from the previous row. So that's 1, and that's 2, and I'm gonna chain 2, 1, 2, and I'm gonna do another 2 single crochets on top of these 2 double crochets from the previous round, 1 and 2. And then again I'm gonna chain 2, 1, 2, and I'll do 2 single crochets on top of these 2 double crochets from the previous round. So this is it. This pattern has only basically two rows. You keep repeating. You do row number 1 with single crochets, then you do row 2 double crochets on the top, and then you keep repeating row 1 and then row 2, etc., etc. So it's nothing complicated. So I'll be working like this for some time, and I will meet you once I have completed at least. So here I have completed my second row, and I will now do the third row, and I'll chain 1 and I turn my work. And what I'm going to be doing now is basically repeating row number 1. So on top of these double crochets, I'll do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, skip 2 chains from the previous round, and do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. On top of these 2 double crochets from the previous round, and again chain 2, 1, 2, skip 2 chains, and do 2 single crochets on top of the double crochets from the previous row. And this is it. This is the pattern, and I'll be doing about 20 rows, and then I'll meet you there. So here I have completed my rows. I did about 30 rows here on the bottom, and this is what my top looks like so far. Then I also have joined these 2 parts together here, just using a slip stitch. Here I'm gonna leave it open for now, and later on I'm just planning to insert a ribbon, or I'm just gonna crochet my own strap. So this is what it looks like so far. And now I'm just gonna carry on and do the straps, and I'll show you what to do next. Hi, I'm back. So now I'm just going to show you how to make the sleeve. So to make the sleeve, we need to start with a strap. And for that one, I'm just going to make slip knot. And here I have marked where I need to start, and I'm just going to take it out and start from there. And I'll start with chaining 2, 1, 2, and I'll work 7 half double crochets in the next 7 stitches. So that's gonna be 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6, and that's gonna be 7. So now I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and now I'm going to turn and carry on in the same way, just working half double crochets across like that. And I'll be doing this for about 50 rows, and then I'll meet you at the very end. So I have finished my strap, and now I will attach it here on the other side. So I'm just gonna put these two sides together, and I will just join my strap to my back part using a slip stitch like this. And now I'm just gonna cut it off. Pull up. I will have to insert this thread later, but I will just leave it for now. So now we have a strap, and here I will start working on my sleeve. So I'll just crochet 1 row of single crochets all the way across, and I'll do 3 rows of half double crochets, and then I'll meet you there and show you what to do next. So now I'm going to show you how to make the sleeve and how to work this pattern on the sleeve. So for this pattern, we will have to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and in the 4th one we're going to crochet 3 double crochet stitches. So that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. We're going to chain 1, we're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3. In the 4th one, we're going to do 3 double crochet stitches, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to carry on the same way. Skip 3, 3 double crochet stitches. In the 4th one, chain 1, skip 3, and so on. And I'll meet you at the end of the round to show you how to close the round. So now I'm going to show you how to make the sleeve and how to work this pattern on the sleeve. So for this pattern, we will have to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and in the 4th one we're going to crochet 3 double crochet stitches. So that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. We're going to chain 1, we're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3. In the 4th one, we're going to do 3 double crochet stitches, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to carry on the same way. Skip 3, 3 double crochet stitches. In the 4th one, chain 1, skip 3, and so on. And I'll meet you at the end of the round to show you how to close the round. So to finish this round, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to work 1 double crochet in the first chain of the chain 5 that we did at the beginning of this round, like so. And now we're going to repeat the first row. So we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to work 3 double crochets in the center of this chain 5 that we did, and this is going to be the third chain stitch. So we're going to work 1, 2, and 3. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to work 3 double crochets in the third chain of the chain 5 that we did in the previous round. So that's 1 double crochet, 2, and 3, and chain 1, and carry on the same way. And basically you're going to be repeating row 1 and 2 all the time until you finish your sleeve.